territorial concessions and pay reparations to the Allied countries. In addition, Germany is only allowed a military force of no more than 100,000 men.
Versailles was, to them, the stab in the back. What they'd given was an armistice, not a surrender.
The Germans had to surrender their combat aircraft. They weren't allowed to build any combat ships. Their army was restricted to 100,000.
100,000 seems quite a lot to me, actually. That this meant all the cooks and bottle washers and pen pushers were counted in the 100,000 men. It wasn't 100,000 fighting men.
They had to pay massive financial reparations for the damage that German troops had caused in the occupation of northern France and southern Belgium. And they rested on the war guilt clause, which almost all Germans disputed. Germany had not been guilty for starting the First World War. It had been caused by the encirclement of Germany by the Allies.
They felt that the Allies had deceived them, had abandoned all notions of honor by treating them as a conquered people when they didn't think they were. The things that had been promised to them, specifically by President Woodrow Wilson and David Lloyd George, had not been delivered. Instead, they'd been violated, their honor had been degraded.
A very large proportion of them felt a very great deal of resentment against the rest of the world.
Hitler was devastated by that, like huge numbers of Germans.
Hitler, like many others, couldn't explain it, had to find some way of explaining it to himself. And like tens of thousands of others, he blamed the home front. He blamed socialists, Marxists, Jews, people who undermined Germany from within.
The stab-in-the-back theory surfaces in right-wing circles after the end of the war as a way to explain the sudden defeat. It is believed that the left-wing Republican and Jewish populations of Germany that made up the home front had lost the war from within.
Most Germans did not believe in the stab-in-the-back legends. The independent Social Democrats and the mainstream Social Democrats and then the Communist Party in the early 20s were a major part of the German political system, about a third of the electorate. So this belief in the stab in the back and the Jewish conspiracy in 1918 to 19 was very much a lunatic fringe group on the right.
The First World War sees a young Adolf Hitler in a role which suits him. However, the sudden loss for Germany is too much to take, not only for Hitler, but for the entire population. This, along with the humiliation of Versailles, drives Hitler and a dangerous minority of the right-wing population to look for a scapegoat. The search would see the birth of a new party and bring together some of the most dangerous men Germany has ever produced.